No, you can let it sit for about another 30 to 45 minutes.
So while they letting that sit for 30, 45 minutes, we on live right now. Y'all know what it is. Thursday night preview. Let's go. So what's going on, fam? Everyone that's out there, it's me, your boy Trey. No Trey Domus, you know it. Slowly but surely, it's coming.
CC, please can we get this dude to stop? Can we get this dude right here to stop that, bro?
It's
coming. This dude to stop that, bro.
The numbers, the numbers ain't adding up.
They not adding up. Thank you, CC. They not adding up, bro. They not adding up. That's my thing, bro.
Wait. You already know what it is. You got myself.
Before the end of the season, he gonna add Don't in front of it. It's gonna be Don't Let You Dominate.
That part. That part, man. Good Lord, this dude here and these
fellas, what's good? What's good? Plenty to talk about before the Thursday night game. Come on, what's cracking with that? What's
WTO, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all living, man? It's your boy, aka the GOAT, Bishop Zalos, for some of those others that know me, man. It is what it is. It is Thursday. We got a London game, so we got an early game on Sunday out in London. What's going on? What's going on, Juan Wu? But yeah, man, I'm ready to get these picks in, man. I thought I was gonna come out on top, and the people's coach, man, CC came out with that last little stanky. I knew I should have went for Detroit. Remember, I was like, I should have picked Detroit. Remember that? I was like, I should have picked Detroit because they were playing at home. I was talking about Motor City and all of that, and I went the other way, man. And Detroit just skull drugged them boys. But it is what it is. What's good, CC?
Man, it's good. What up with it? That game, man. All I can say is we had a nice time. I don't know if Trey had a real nice time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Y'all went to the Houston. Yeah, y'all went to the Houston game. How was that? Yeah, y'all.
Man, hey, I wasn't heard how quiet it got in there, Bishop. When Jacksonville took the lead late, boy, it was so quiet in there. Boy, you could hear a pin drop.
Really?
I mean, 50,000 people maybe, man. You could hear a pin drop. Boy, it was so quiet.
Well, especially against Jacksonville, because that game shouldn't even been close, man. Jacksonville wasn't supposed to be in that game.
You know what? I think Jacksonville messed up when they went for that. And you know what you try to do, because I remember playing Madden back in the day, and I used to play Bishop when we used to go set up in the DFAC and play. And so sometimes you just look at it as I'm trying to take a heart. Like I ain't like forget it. We ain't finna play with it. Ain't finna make it where say I want to put pressure. I want to apply pressure. And in that case, just like I messed up a few times in doing that, they messed up, in my opinion, by going for a 4th and 1 to try to like put the stake in the coffin, and it didn't work out. Especially the play call. The play call, I don't think it was a bad idea. I think it was really the play call in which they did, in which going for it on that 4th and 1. But in any case, not being having any skin in the game for the most part. In any case, it ended up being, like I said, a good game. But like he said, it was different. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those when Debo around, I'm quiet, but when he leave, I'm talking again. It was definitely one of those type of situations.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So shout out to CJ Stroud. Shout out to CJ Stroud. But I became a fan of Nico Collins in that game.
Oh, man.
That dude caught every pass. He caught every pass. If they needed a play, it was Nico Collins. So I just want to say, Stephon Diggs, where you at, man? Come on, man.
So I'm not like, think about it. Like on our Sunday show, we talked about, and like I said up and said, Steph ain't that dude. Steph did a little. He did something.
Nico Collins. Nico Collins.
It was all Nico. Nico had like 12 receptions. Stephon Diggs had a couple of receptions, and he had that touchdown. He scored first, on that. What looked like it was going to be an end around. Looked like he's about to pass it. The whole backside opened up, and he just cut back against the grain and was able to walk right in. So Stephon did a little something, but it was definitely the Nico Collins show all day long.
Yeah.
So this past week, right, was it anything that really surprised y'all for the most part? And we definitely gonna get to what's trending right now, but going off of last week, was there any game or anything that stood off last week that surprised y'all where it's like, they're like, okay, that's what happened? Anything particular?
Miami. I'm gonna start with Miami, man. Like Tennessee was playing a second string quarterback. Miami had no excuses in that game. It's like I think you play your third string quarterback, but Huntley played well in Baltimore. He wasn't no slouch. They still made the playoffs with this guy. When Lamar Jackson was falling off. What I see is the same thing that we talk about all the time, man. The poor development of quarterbacks and stuff beyond your starting quarterback is what are you doing? Like McDaniels, if you that coach, I'm expecting all your players to be on that level, but no, he looked confused. The coach looked confused in that game. Like, what are we doing? Tyreek Hill looked so frustrated. If he could have threw his helmet without it being so much scrutiny, he would have threw his helmet, you know?
Yeah, he wasn't getting the ball. They couldn't get the ball to Tyreek. A lot of this I bring on Tyreek because of the fact that Tyreek talked all that mess about Tua being better than Patrick Mahomes, yet he has not been to a playoff game since he's been in Miami. Yet Patrick Mahomes has won two Super Bowls since Cheetah left Kansas City. So you watch what you say sometimes, man. You watch what you say because obviously, and we know right now too he's in concussion protocol, so we understand. Excuse me, he's not playing. However, you don't bite the hand that feeds you. And when you was over in Kansas City, Pat Holmes was giving you that pill like it wasn't nothing else, like it wasn't nothing nice. And just think, if he was still over there, he would have 2 more rings under his belt, and he would probably be doing commercials just like Andy Reid and all of them are doing right now.
We'll be asking questions like, man, is he up there with Jerry Rice? Is he better than Jerry Rice?
Is he a Hall of Famer? Yes, we would be asking those questions.
I agree with you there.
Hall of Famer? Yes.
So man, so let's not act like, right? It's like all my life I had to fight, and I see on the show I got to fight with y'all as well. So let's not get removed from all those penalties that their left guard or their left tackle had that was called in crucial moments. Like, in my opinion, when y'all look at the game, Miami had them. Like, it was some stuff drawn out to where Miami was in good position, but time after time,
12 ain't having them. 31-12 is not having them.
That's before that. I'm talking about when they was within striking distance of one another. And let's not forget, like that. Some of that wasn't that an interception or something like that. So, but I'm saying a safety, like. But I'm saying like Huntley was Snoop Huntley, as they call him. We all know is he was quick to snap the ball. He wasn't allowing them to get set after the shifts in crucial times that was basically putting them their back against the wall, and it just continued on and on and on over and over again. False starts, illegal formations, all that going on to where each time it looked like they had some footing.
Well, ain't that the coach fault though? But ain't that the coach fault for not coming in? You know, you got your third string quarterback, you're still trying to run your first string quarterback offense. Shouldn't you make it a little bit more vanilla and simple for the third string quarterback to catch on because he hasn't had that much practice? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
But this is my thing, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. You know, I'm up there in age, so my memory may get away from me a bit. But isn't this the game between the Titans game and the Dolphin games where you, Trey, was saying, CC, he's so high on Huntley. Huntley's that dude, or Levis. But Huntley ended up coming in anyway. But anyway, he's so high on Levis and this, that, and the other. And then I initially, if I'm not mistaken, took the Dolphins. And my wife was like, bad pick. And I was like, oh, you know what?
She chose.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and switch my pick. I'm going to take the Titans. And look at what happened here. The Titans come out on top, and they come out on top big. 31-12 in Miami? How you get drug in your own city? Dade County, baby. How you let that happen? Come on, Miami. What's going on? Y'all can't do nothing without two on the field. Like, what's the real deal, Holyfield? Like, what's up? Hey, that's the wrong pick, bro.
That's the picks from last week. Those are picks.
Okay, yeah, it is. I'm looking at something totally different. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Y'all see where my man's. Y'all see where we at right here, right? Y'all see that, right? Okay.
Well, you know what? I should have put a green check by both y'all names.
For what?
Because both of y'all.
Oh yeah. Won the week. Yes, yeah. But the green check, I should get 2 checks. He should get a green check. I should get a green and a red check because I'm overall. That's why you put the green check there because I'm overall.
I got you because you overall
overall with the better record.
No,
yes.
We should have. If
no,
I would have
two checks.
That ain't gonna be for long. We're gonna flip it this week.
Don't worry. You know what? This guy. You know what this guy's gonna start doing? He's gonna probably start waiting to see what we pick. And then
I never do that. I never. When we make the pick, CC and Trey, y'all both know. Go to each person to pick first and stuff like that. Don't nobody pick. No, you the one be sitting back trying. CC, who the one be trying not to say they pick? CC, who the man?
Oh yeah, we've had to remind Trey several times.
Yeah, that part. Thank you. That part.
I already be having my picks written down before we come on the show, where I can just read.
We don't know that.
Not to mention. I think it was last week or whatever where you had the San Fran game, wasn't even on the schedule. Like he's like, oh, I gotta scroll back to that game. Like I'm gonna keep one in the hole.
That part.
So it was a little ugly. They'll say it got ugly late in those games, of course. So looking at this, I think what was it? CC probably gonna pop back on. Looking at this, I think it was Indianapolis game, which we should have got a mulligan for because we expected to see Anthony Richardson against him, and we didn't see that. We end up seeing
who I thought. That's why I picked Indianapolis. We saw old man
Rudolph.
Rudolph. Patrick Rudolph. Yeah, Rudolph
ended up being the one that came out. So once that happened, then of course that changed the trajectory of the game, and he basically scraped them up, and he handled business against Pittsburgh. Denver was another surprise one, in my opinion.
Right, Denver was a big one. Denver won too. They won, right?
No, Denver won.
Yeah, that's why and I picked against them. I think
I did as well.
Yeah, that one won. That was one I didn't think that it was going to actually win that one because Denver played who? The Jets. Oh yeah, but that was a rainy game. That was 9-10. That was a 9-10 game. Yeah,
I just gotta put out there the Jets. Even though they 2-2, they didn't look good at all. You lose 10-9, man. Come on, 9 points.
But then he missed that field goal, and that would have won the game for him. So I think
but Denver ain't had no defense. I'm just saying you should have. That's a game where against that Denver defense, you should have put up some points, and they couldn't put up points against that Denver defense.
Yeah. But again, CC, I think weather played a factor. Even though both teams, you know what I'm saying, had to play in it, I think the weather did have its causes because.
It just seemed like Aaron Rodgers get a lot of excuses where we ain't giving Justin Fields them excuses. We ain't giving Brock Purdy them excuses. I mean, we giving Aaron Rodgers so many excuses. It's like y'all don't look good, man. It's like even with Aaron Rodgers, they don't look good.
They don't, and that's why I think they so big on trying to get Devontae Adams. You know, I feel like
that's
one of the teams he wants to go to.
Speaking of that, which I was just about to transition into that, what do you think about the whole Devontae Adams getting ready to pull up stakes and go somewhere else? Of course, it's been reported that he does want to be out of the silver and black. On top of his list is him going to even New Orleans or the New York Jets. But then, of course, he also has the Pittsburgh Steelers, Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Dallas Cowboys, or San Francisco 49ers on there.
We don't want to do that.
Well, go where? Definitely don't want to do it.
Dallas, we don't want him. If we Dallas, we don't want him.
And San Francisco shouldn't want him either.
I know I saw the clips of Stephen A. Smith going off. Oh, this is another move that Dallas should make.
Yeah,
they want. It's not a move we should make because we already got one receiver yelling at the quarterback. We don't need two. We don't. Dak don't need any more distractions than he already have, man. So I don't see Devontae really working out in Dallas.
Yeah, y'all situation isn't receiver problems. It's running back problems. Y'all don't have a running game right now. Dallas is hurting.
I beg to differ. I think our problem solely lies on the defense. I think Dak.
No, I mean offensively. I'm talking about
offensively. Offensively, I give you that. We might need a running back because I was about to say it's our defense. When we learn to tackle, we gonna be a better team.
He said when we learn to tackle. Yeah.
I'm just saying you got what 13 more games to learn to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. It's not when you look at it for the most part. It don't
look like it's gonna happen before this week.
So ideally, of course, you look at. For me, I look at Baltimore. San Francisco can't afford them without having to give up something for them. It's like you can't. Ideally, would be okay.
You finna give up at least the first round pick.
Yeah, they was looking for a second round pick, but of course they have to. I'm pretty sure they want someone as well that can go that they're able to plug and play. Unless they're looking at we're gonna go ahead and take this second round pick and some other stuff plus some compensation, but we're gonna look at we don't want any player in return. Because we want to take and have an opportunity to be.
So would you the general manager for San Francisco, would you trade Ayuk for him?
No.
We already know what Ayuk has brought to the table in regards to being in San Francisco. Two unsatisfied players that don't want to be where they at. Why not? Why not? Why not Ayuk?
No, I'm not.
Ayuk ain't showed up this season yet. Yeah, he's still waiting on you.
But but that's everyone that got paid. Ain't no one that got paid showed up.
Hold on, ain't nobody who as far as who?
Anybody, not a single player that has gotten paid in this
CD
year
has showed up.
Who?
CD has showed up. CD.
Well, he ain't got no choice. He's only a receiver. He's the only receiver on the team.
He still showed up. That's his job. He's doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Dak is basically doing what he's supposed to do too. Actually, he got paid. It ain't like he messing up on their team. It's their defense. And guess what? Guess who on the defense who ain't got paid?
Most consistent player.
Right. Go ahead and say it. Say it loud.
Yeah. Guess who ain't got paid and is on the defense and ain't showed up?
Michael Parsons. Exactly. That defense that ain't showed up.
That part. Think about it. Everybody that got paid on Dallas, it showed up on offense. The person
that move I would make the Garrett Wilson move for Devontae Adams. If I'm the Jets and that's your best play, I would make that move.
I'm very sure they don't want to. It wouldn't be the Jets making that move or probably even bringing that up. I probably would be the Raiders saying that they wanted Garrett and Garrett Wilson and for Devontae Adams, and you wouldn't. I'm very sure they wouldn't do that unless they're trying to be a win now team. The reason I said I wouldn't do it for Ayuk is because that's a win now mentality.
But they got a 40-year-old quarterback. Ain't they a win now team? I mean, Aaron Rodgers' life expectancy going to expire.
You ain't got but one to maybe 2 seasons with.
We all know Aaron Rodgers is
maybe.
We all know Aaron Rodgers is only supposed to be there to sit up and be a stopgap for why they try to find who their next quarterback is. That's all that is, or why when the next person that comes
I thought
up.
they brought him there to win. See, now you changing their narrative.
Yeah,
you changing when they brought him there. They was talking about they had defense to win. They had all the pieces to win. They had
the last 2 years in which they're going to be there. I'm saying he's supposed to be the bridge to them. I mean, of course, he's the ultimate best of both worlds, where we can probably win with him as well as we are able to bridge the gap, because we all, like you just said, he's got 2 years, maybe 3 years remaining. That's a bridge the gap for whoever they're gonna end up getting or decide to draft and put behind them, or whoever they decide to bring in young talent and put behind them. So that's just a matter of time when that basically happens. You would have thought it would have been Zach Taylor, but they let him go. So it switched. So it's like, who's the backup now? Who's the backup there now?
I don't know.
About I don't know who the backup is in where they are now, man. With the Jets, I don't know who that is now. I can just tell you that it shouldn't be the backup. It's about, you said when the Jets got that trade, they said that they had the offensive rookie of the year, they had the defensive rookie of the year at the time. They said, we right now can make a championship move. We need a championship quarterback. So they went and got Aaron Rodgers. And now you telling me he's a bridge. No, he was supposed to be the reason why they win.
Absolutely. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why they got Aaron Rodgers when they got him. They was looking to make a run to the Super.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I'm saying that he's a bridge. Like, there's nothing else that Aaron Rodgers.
He's a bridge to who? Zach Wilson gone. Like Sam Darnold gone.
Whoever they end up bringing in. That's all. As long as Aaron Rodgers is there, I said the reason I say he's a bridge is because, one, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be there for 5 to 6, 7, 8 years after this. So whenever
he's gone, maybe. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is gone probably after this year.
Yeah, in a couple of years, he's going to be gone before. I mean, it's a long time, 5 years, but he's going to be gone.
I think if they don't win this year, he's gone.
He could be.
I think if they don't win anything this year, if they don't make the playoffs or anything this year, he's gone.
Right. And I think if they let him go, I think he's gonna go ahead and retire. I don't think he's gonna go nowhere else. I think this is his last.
I think so too, because I think Aaron Rodgers has an ego, and so with that ego, I think it's gonna start to work on him that I'm not winning. Like he can't which is fair to say. Like when Brett Favre left Green Bay, he went to Minnesota. And then left Minnesota and finished his career in New York with the Jets. How did that go? How did that end for him?
That's what I was saying. I see the same scenario for Rodgers right now, where the Jets, that was the end for Brett Favre. This is probably going to be the end for Aaron Rodgers right here.
But you can't say that because when it's all said and done, the GOAT did it. He went to Tampa Bay.
But it's a huge difference. Like I have no sympathy for Aaron Rodgers, man. He's had more chances than the average people, man. All those NFC Championship games at home, he couldn't close the deals. If he don't do anything, if the Jets don't go anywhere, then that's an indication that it's over. Because, man, you spent a lot of good years up there in Green Bay, constantly having the best record year after year after year, and couldn't, and only yielded one Super Bowl out of all that. So, Aaron, it's your own fault at this point.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely gonna see. So moving on to
the season. The season's still early. We only in week 5. It's early.
So Coach Pierce with the Las Vegas Raiders, of course, has got a show of cause 8-year in for college, and if he comes back to college at any point, he has to serve a 1-year suspension. Do you think he really cares about that? Any of that?
No.
Who's this? Coach
Pierce.
Man, he's played a whole NFL career. Why am I worried about college?
Because you never know what happens. Like he's not guaranteed to be a head coach his whole time in with the Raiders or any other organization for this point. So if you were a GM for another team, and based on what coach is doing now, would you be looking at bringing him in based on his grit and grind and, saying probably what the culture he'll be bringing in? Or are you looking at the fact of if he can win or lose?
I'm always looking at the fact, can you win or lose? Because, I mean, that's the biggest part. It's like you could be a great motivator and not win nothing.
Great facts.
The biggest thing about that game is winning, and I think the promise that he made to the Raiders fans that they was going to turn it around, I think he shouldn't have made that promise. I think he should have said we're going to give it our all instead of standing on it and saying, oh, yeah, we're going to turn it around, because it's going to take a lot to turn that Raider organization all the way around. I can see them doing 8-9 this year, maybe, maybe 9-8 even, But to really challenge the Kansas City Chiefs and stuff like that, man, the challenge the Baltimore Ravens and all that, we talking playoff situations, you can't even decide on the quarterback situation right now, to make the right decision right now. So, yeah, I don't see you going for.
And you know what? You saying that brings up something. So I ask y'all guys this: what do you think about the fact that Davante Adams went to Oakland? I mean, went to Las Vegas with the ideal of he's going to play with Derek Carr. He's there. Derek Carr's there 1 year. Oakland, Las Vegas sends him packing, and then he sat there, and they didn't bring anyone else. Is there justification for Davante Adams to be like, I want out? Like, or what do you guys think?
Yeah. I mean, if initially you going, yes, if you went there for specifically because Carr was there, and then Carr's only y'all don't even have an opportunity to really jail. Carr's there for 1 season. That ain't no time to get to jail with no quarterback. Even though y'all have a history, it's a whole new playbook and everything. A whole new set of players, all of that. So that plays a huge factor. Yeah.
So you say
in the way the Raiders is playing too, I want to be up out of that too.
So you said he's justified in saying I want out. Are you serious right now?
Absolutely. You got to keep in mind, Davante Adams is about 30, 31 years old. He's on the back end. This man's trying to get him a Super Bowl ring. He's trying to get himself into the Hall. He got to do something. He got to make moves now.
DC, let me hear some sense because this guy.
I mean that makes perfectly good sense. But I don't think I told you before when he was complaining last season that he shouldn't be complaining because you put yourself in that position. You could have been right there at Green Bay in a winning culture. You was in a winning culture. How you go from a winning culture to a losing culture and then want to throw a fit? You chose that life. Like, regardless of who the quarterback is, situations are always changing. And it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see him play with Derek Carr but 1 season because of all the hype behind it. But we knew what Derek Carr was at that particular time at the Raiders organization. So it's all about now. You just gotta swallow some of them words, man. You're gonna have to stick your chest out and still go out there and perform. But yeah, I don't think that he justified by it's justification for it. But I think that if he wants to do something with his career, he got to kick and scream to get out of there now.
What up, Eric? What up, man? Yeah, your Vikings looking good, bro. What up?
Are they looking good though?
The Vikings are looking good, bro. It's only two teams.
The Vikings. That's what I'm saying. It's only 2 teams.
What do you mean?
How much better can you look?
Hold on. No, this is the problem I have with them. This is a nonsense. Because if it was them damn 49ers, he looking good, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. Because it's not the 49ers, he going to come back. Are they looking good, though?
The question of the reason, so this is the reason I'm asking, right?
Thank you. That's all he doing, Eric. That's all he doing.
This is the reason I'm asking. So let's not get the fact that I said, are they looking good though? Really throw off. So I mean, they're winning. Yes, I get it. But the first question is, does a 3-0 record mean that really means something? Honestly, does it mean something? They're 3-0. 4-0. A 4-0 record, undefeated record. One of 2 4-0 teams, Kansas City and Minnesota, in which Kansas City has been there.
Which they shouldn't be 4-0. So it should only be one 4-0 team, right? Right. Gotcha.
So and then at that point, and I gotta take in consideration the Minnesota beat San Francisco. That's one of the losses which we have. And then the back end we end up dropping one to the Los Angeles Rams. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, does that necessarily mean because your team is undefeated? Does that mean okay? And I'm asking, like, outside of them, they beat San Francisco. Who else have they beaten? Who was their first 3 games? First 4 games?
Minnesota.
Well, they just beat the Packers.
Okay. Yeah, they're looking good.
They beat the Texans. And they beat the Texans.
They beat the Texans.
They scrubbed the Texans. Yeah, they scrubbed the Texans.
All right. I stand corrected. I should stop talking.
But yeah, man. For me, I like what they've done with Sam Darnold. But if y'all haven't seen that Minnesota defense, you need to see that defense. That Vikings defense.
It's nice.
Again, Brian Flores, whatever you doing with that defense, don't stop because that defense looks scary.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, bro. I mean, you got to give props where we got to give credit where credit's due. props where props are needed, man. Because when it's all said and done, man, you got to give them. They're doing their thing, and you can't knock them for doing their thing. Minnesota's doing what they're supposed to do, man. And with that being said, hey, right now they stand undefeated, and this week I don't know if it make any changes. But they get tough this week.
Who you think falls first, Kansas City or Minnesota?
Kansas City, I feel like will fall first.
I feel like Kansas City.
They've been getting them. We've been talking about how they just a toe, a call, like a call.
Like, a toe, 2 calls.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like, yeah. It's like they getting down by the skin of their teeth. So yeah, I feel like Kansas City gonna fall first.
And Travis Kelce has yet to show up this season.
That part too. That part, which when he does though, CC, when he does, it's gonna be trouble. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So and then whatchamacall went down. What's his name? What's the wide receiver went?
Rice.
Right. Thank you. Right. So now Worthy gonna have to step up.
But
now
look,
Kelce really gonna have to get some.
And Mahomes not playing his best football. Like, ain't he like leading the league in interceptions or something? He's up there in interceptions, right? Like he throwing a lot of picks.
Yeah, he's not.
That's uncharacteristic of him early on, you know.
Yeah, he's not playing his best ball. So, and and Kansas City got the Saints this week. Yeah, Minnesota on a bye week. They must be on a bye. They on a bye. Yeah, they on a bye this week.
No, well, who playing in London?
Is that who playing?
The Vikings and the Jets was playing.
Yeah,
in
oh, it is. You're right. It is. I missed it. Yeah,
he's on a bye.
Yeah, you're right. It is the Vikings. Yeah, they definitely ain't. Yeah, they got the. Oh, Eric said it. The Jets. He said it right here.
Yeah, Tennessee's on a bye.
No, yeah, you're right. Tennessee's on a bye. Yeah, and then it'll probably be
Philly, Detroit, Los Angeles. They all on byes.
Yeah, we got a bye this week too. Thank God. Good Lord.
So saying that because we got a few minutes before we could sit up and go pick. So what, Bishop, we'll come to you first, give you a chance to defend or not, or saying. So what the talk, of course, is coming out. Sirianni is trash. That's what everyone keeps on talking about.
How long have I been saying that, CC and Trey? How long have I been saying that? But go ahead. I'm listening. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
The conversation has been Sirianni. Oh, I ain't gonna say that he's trash. That he supposedly doesn't know what he's doing in certain moments, right? Additionally, Jalen Hurts is what do you think? See, so you think Jalen Hurts is developed as a quarterback?
No, and you can see it. No matter how good the young man speaks in front of that microphone, Jalen, your development has been nil since your second season in the league or whatever. When you was bossing and running things, you haven't grown as a quarterback in the pocket. You haven't grown on the rollouts. Your reads, your blitz reads are off. You can't put all that on Sirianni. Some of that's the quarterback. Hey, yo, you got to read the field quicker. You got to make a quicker decision with the ball. And it's like, I don't know what's wrong with Jalen. I think he got it in him. We've seen him have it in him. But this last year, like this start of this season and the end of last season, he ain't have it. It's like, so what he's seeing, so maybe it is a difference between him and the head coach. Maybe, because I've heard of Tom Brady showing up his coaches by throwing the ball at the receiver's feet or overthrowing them if he ain't like plays or if he ain't like certain situations or whatever. So maybe that's what we're seeing from Hurts, because I know we've seen him play better than that, but he's just not doing it.
So I totally I agree with half of what CC is saying, and then my other part is the fact that I do feel like a lot of it is on Nick Sirianni. I feel like Nick Sirianni is not making the key adjustments in which he needs to make, and Jalen Hurts, I feel, is frustrated in not being able to make the right decisions when needed. So I think in my opinion, and of course we'll never know unless it comes out, but in my opinion, I feel like the calls that are being made through the helmet that are going to Jalen Hurts are calls in which he feels like he would not make in a certain situation, certain downs in which they making calls that they shouldn't be making. Like even Saquon Barkley was unhappy in one of those games because he wasn't touching the ball enough. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of people, and then don't get me wrong, Jalen Hurts lost two of his major weapons in Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. So now he don't have nobody that he can go to outside of Goddard and Saquon to be a go-to receiver. So, and again, I'm not trying to make it an excuse because I know you will come in. Hey, ain't nobody, other people missing key receivers and stuff, and they still making it happen. Agree. Now, I do agree. Jalen Hurts, he is definitely on a decline, but I think a lot of that decline is simply because of the fact that the calls in which they're making out there on the field, I don't think he agreed with them, and I think it shows through his bad performance on the field, in my opinion.
Okay. Okay.
So, do you think if they were to, if your organization was to shelve Sirianni and send him on his way, that any of whomever
go get the GOAT, go get the GOAT, go get the GOAT. He's still available. Yeah, yes, go get the GOAT. What? Yes. Yes.
What do you think about that, CC? Bringing in
yes.
Man, I was gonna say, if Mike McCarthy don't get it done this year, we should look at the GOAT. So I totally understand. You could beat him.
Have y'all been watching Bill? Have y'all been watching Bill on these shows? On these commentator show? How he breaking down all these bruh. Go get Bill. Bill know what Bill is the GOAT for a reason. Bill be breaking these plays down. He lets you know he should have seen this. Why didn't he throw that over there? Look, Eric, no. Like, go get Bill, man. Bill.
Are you right? So you think Bill could still be effective in this? Because there's one thing to break down from a standpoint when you look at it, you ain't got no skin in the game, and it's different. You are
that's right. Look at the dynamics though. You got a team that was, like they lacking a few players from that Super Bowl run, but you got a team that's Super Boll ready, and you don't have a Super Bowl coach. I think you bring Bill Belichick in there. I think he get that. I think he gives Jalen Hurts that power to make those changes to the plays or do whatever you need to do to win right now. And I think he shore up that defense. And I think, that would be scary if Bill Belichick. I would be scared of the Eagles if Bill Belichick went there right now.
Because you got to think about this. Also, think about this, TC, and this is with Dallas as well. If Bill was to go coach any one of those teams, in any one of those NFC East teams, Dallas, because we know Bill Belichick is a defensive-minded coach, but Dallas or the Eagles, has he had any type of offensive power that these two teams had ever in his ever?
Maybe one year with the Randy Moss and them.
1 year, did he have a surrounding cast like that?
No, they didn't have all the pieces the offensive weapons that these teams have.
Nothing like that, bro. Nothing like that. We on the defensive end alone, we got what Georgia's 4 or 5 top players that won national championships. Come on, man, on the defense, and then AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, and Saquon Barkley on the offense. Come on, bro. Then you got Michael Parsons over there. You got what's his name on the other defensive end? What's his name?
Marcus Lawrence.
Marcus Lawrence. You got listen,
man.
Bro.
That's what I was saying. Like, I think he could do a whole lot with those teams.
Like, come on, man. That's
I beg
the Super Bowl.
I beg to differ. I beg to differ in that. I think of it just like what Eric was just saying. He created players. Like he took.
I'm not saying
he mold of a player. He took a mold of a player and created the mold of a player into what he wanted for his defense. And I don't think he's going to have that ability with y'all's two teams and ever to do that. Or maybe it'll take a little longer. But Bill Belichick isn't a young whippersnapper anymore, so that development aspect of it might be different because it's almost like he would have to strip down. Think about when we used to do.
Who's
I don't
older?
know how
who's older, Bill Belichick?
But he doesn't have to.
Who's older?
They're about the same age, huh? Somewhere in there. But you don't have to. You don't have to develop. All you got to do is come in and coach. I mean, all you got to do is come in and coach and put them in the right position. Like maybe change.
That's it right now. That's it.
You don't have to develop these players. They ready.
Yeah, it's just not checkers. Right now, all you just got to know where to put them
in. So again, you have to. So what I'm saying is that the player would have to be willing to say, I defer to coach.
Who's not willing to defer to Bill Belichick?
Somebody probably won't. You can't guarantee that.
I'm not gonna listen to a 4, 5, 6 time Super Bowl champion. I'm not gonna listen to him.
Right.
When I ain't got but one. or 2. If
Because
Dallas ain't got none, nobody on their team got a Super Bowl.
Right.
Nobody, not one. The coach do, but nobody on the team got one. We got a few players on the Eagles team that got a Super Bowl ring. Other than that, can't nobody sit here and tell me I wish a mother. Man, listen. You come in, you shut that. If I'm the captain, shut up. Don't y'all say nothing. Don't you come in here. Matter of fact, come in with tape on your mouth. That way you don't even
that's what I'm saying. Hush. We want to win.
That part. Listen to what this man got to say. That's like,
but you
man,
have
come
to
on,
say,
man. That's like Darth Vader coming in there. Hey, you gonna listen to Darth Vader? He gonna give you that hand. Y'all know Darth Vader give you that hand. Stop you from breathing quick. He stop you from breathing real quick. So hey, rest in peace, James Earl Jones. You know what I'm saying? But anyway.
So yeah, I just think it differently. I think he wouldn't fit well. It sounds good, but I just think it wouldn't fit well. For the exact reasons which I'll say he would, I think it would be opposite of that because Bill being older, stuck in his ways, someone would have to confer. Even Bill would have to sit up and change his ways to meet the culture of what's going on nowadays, or with the players of nowadays, or the player would have to break and listen to what it is that Bill is trying to say, whether it's old school or not. And I think that's where the issue would come in at, and that's all I'm saying. That's why I say it would.
I think Bill will be more apt to adapt now because
that's what basically put him in the position. Say again.
Would San Francisco want him?
No.
I think San Fran would want him. I think Bill will change the culture of a lot of teams. I think San Francisco ain't got over the hump. I think they'll get over the hump with Bill. Man, I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, Bill Belichick with a Brock Purdy and a McCaffrey and a Brandon Ayuk and a Kittles. Man, listen, and the defense they got.
But you got to take in consideration, like when you look at San Francisco, we have consistently had a certain type of coach, and that coach has been able to win for us. We had Harbaugh, who is almost similar in the image of Shanahan, and you look at where they were with those two type of coaches. When we didn't have Harbaugh, we fell into this deep abyss. Then we got Shanahan. It took 2 years, and now we're back to where we was in the sense with Harbaugh, getting back to NFC championships and Super Bowls. But just like with Harbaugh, we didn't win none of them. So that's why I said Bill Belichick is into that image. The LaFleurs and McVays and stuff like that. Those coaches are images.
Please, man. All those guys are all right, but look, you bring Bill Belichick in there, y'all got a potential to win 2 or 3 back to back to back. You're not going to do that with Shanahan. You're not going to do that with anybody else because you haven't done it like thus far. Like the proof is in the pudding, man. After a while, you got to say, hey, Shanahan getting you close and he getting you to the Super Bowl, but he ain't winning it. So if he lose another one, you got to start looking elsewhere. You got to say, man, you got us here, but you can't go to the next level. So ain't nothing wrong with that. That happens all the time. Like that happens all the time. So yeah, but I think Bill Belichick will switch that defense. Bill Belichick will switch that defense from a primarily 4-3 to a 3-4, and I guarantee you he'll have it killing. He'll have that same defense that can't stop Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, won't give Patrick Mahomes nothing in the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? With Bill Belichick. That's just the way I feel about it.
Because isn't that one of the teams that Patrick Mahomes had to face in the Super Bowl?
Remember? Oh, it was the
he never beat them.
He never beat. That's right.
He never beat Brady in a meaningful game.
Well, he had him on the ropes in the second year in the league, third year in the league.
He had him on the ropes, but what was the eventual outcome? And who was the coach on that sideline?
Yeah, he never won. Never won.
So are we gonna say that who was the coach, or it was at this point? I'm wanting to see. The only reason I would want to see Bill Belichick back in the league to see is it the coach or was it the player in New England? Was it
That's
the coach?
a good way to find out.
Man, we know it was both. We know it was both, and we know that because Brady went to 1 Super Bowl in Tampa Bay, and we acted like he went to 5. He only went to 1, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They lost the next year. They lost the next year to who? The Rams or something like that, right? Did they lose to the Rams in the playoffs the next year? I'm just saying. Like, they tried to back-to-back it, and they didn't get it done. So, it's like
they lost to the 49ers the next year. The Rams ended up beating the
The Rams beat the 49ers in the NFC Championship
game,
right?
But Brady lost to San Francisco in that game in the
and that was a good game. Can you say that? And then it came down to the end, and Brady didn't get it done. So you know what I'm saying? Like Brady had a chance at the end of that game, did he not, to beat San Fran?
Right.
Well, it was the problem was that they started bringing the defense, and he wasn't mobile enough, and his line wasn't holding up. So
exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like sometimes it's not going to be all about that, but it's about coaching. What Belichick did differently than any coach that you see, Bruce Arians had to defer to Brady. Belichick never deferred to Brady. You got to understand the pecking order. Bruce Arians had to shut his mouth and get out the way in order for them to win, or they weren't going to make it there that season, remember? So you got to look at it like Belichick taught Brady a lot. I'm sure he mentions it all the time that Brady taught him a lot. So it's like they fed off of each other to be successful.
So as we get ready to get it, because it's getting closer and closer, what do you think about those type of players? That's the same thing in which I'm hearing with the Devontae Adams situation. We just heard you just displayed and made a point in that with Tom Brady. Like, what do you think about those type of players that feel like, and that's what I go back to saying, like, you're going to have a player that's not going to listen to what a coach is saying if they feel like the coach is not telling them what they feel like they need to do for them to be successful, and that pecking order doesn't match up. The coach.
I think it's a difference than being told what to do or being put in your place by Bill Belichick than Antonio Pierce, dog. Let's just keep it real. That's a huge difference. Like Antonio Pierce does not have nearly the reputation, pedigree, nor you know what I'm saying, nor, as we know right now, the extensive knowledge that Belichick has on both sides of the ball. You know, which how many of us knew that Bill Belichick had that much offensive knowledge until you start seeing him on these shows?
That part, yes. And thank you, CC. And the way he be breaking down, I was like, damn, I see why he to go. Because the way he breaking it down, bro, he breaks.
Does Tony Romo not break down offenses
Not like Bill. See, Tony breaks it down during the game. I give Tony, and guess who else do it real well? And I'm waiting for him to have a show where he can do it. See, Bill Belichick, he doesn't commentate a game. He just commentates before the game. Where Tony Romo commentates during the game. So does Tom Brady. So does Tom Brady. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a good one to break down film too. But Tom Brady does. But Tom Brady, I guarantee you, if he had the whiteboard like Bill Belichick or the little tablet like Bill Belichick and what's his name, Peyton Manning be having, I'm telling you, Tom would boy, you'd be there sitting there like he the professor, and you
see that show. You see that show where he be having Chad and Ryan singing. Ryan Clark and Chad also. Like, yeah. When he asked them questions like, what is it, Chad? I mean, you feel what I'm saying? Like, this guy is a master, man. He a mastermind. And like I said, I didn't know he knew offense. I knew he knew defense, but I didn't know he knew offenses that extensively, man.
Bro, and so he specifically tells you everything that's going on and how, like, he knows the play, even though he ain't even in their playbook. He knows what's about to happen before it happens. And for you to be able to do that says a lot, man. Says a lot.
So with that being said, right, you guys are coaches, right? You guys are coaches of said team and said type of players, the Aaron Rodgers type, Devontae Adams type, any other ones which are Tom Brady type players come and basically challenge you because you're a newer coach. You're an Antonio Pierce type coach as opposed to a Bill Belichick type coach. Don't you take offense to said player doing that? Like this, you're the head coach. You can play for me. Like, or do you deflect to him and give him what he wants? Like, what are you doing in that aspect?
I mean, it depends on what you mean. It's like, yo, a professional player already understands that it's situational football. The ball not gonna always come your way because the quarterback might be under extreme pressure and can't look your way. I mean, but my thing is, what are you gonna do when the ball does come your way? Because what I see from these guys like Adams, Stephon Diggs, those guys, is that they do all this woofing, and then when the ball come their way, they patting their chest.
That was what CD. That was CD in one game, wasn't it?
Right, that was CD. You do all this complaining, then you dropping the ball. Like you patting yourself, my bad. I mean, So I think that a coach like Belichick, he'll bring that in there. Like, hey, just do your job. He'll bring that. If you just do your job mentality, you know what I'm saying, to the game. Like, just do your job. You don't have to worry about the quarterback job. You just worry about your job. We'll be successful. If every person do their job, we'll be successful. I think that's what he'll bring to the team and not cave to either side. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, okay, we'll see. I guess we'll see if he gets back. You know what I'm saying? If he decides to come back.
I'm hoping he come. I'm hoping to maybe fire. I just said it to somebody the other day. I said
you talking to him on the back end. Like, what you think about coming to Philadelphia, Bill?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So there's three, because I was just talking to somebody yesterday, I think it was. I was saying there's three coaches right now that's really, really on the hot seat, and they just waiting for the opportunity to light that seat on fire and get theirs right up off that seat and push them about.
What three is that?
Dallas quarterback. I mean, Dallas coach.
Y'all think Coach McCarthy's really out on the hot seat?
I think he's on the hot seat. Phillies coach and the Jets coach. I think them three are right now. Yeah. I sure do. I think first chance they get ready to get rid of coaches, I think them the first three to go.
In those instances,
and one other, what's his name? And I hate that I just feel like he just inherited a bad fucking team, in my opinion. Peterson out in
Peterson, Jacksonville. They 0-4, man. Who saw Jacksonville at 0-4 right now?
Yeah.
So worse than the Carolina Panthers. They got a worse record than the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, Doug Peterson is on the hot seat too.
In that case, and that being said, do you think it's all the four of them? Do you think all four of them are to blame, or is it some of the players not executing and putting them in that position in a sense?
For Dallas and us, I don't think it's. Well, no, I'm gonna tell you who is to blame for Dallas. It ain't McCarthy. It's
the owner.
Yes,
we already know it's Jerry Jones. He's our problem most of the time.
Yeah,
man.
That's what I. It ain't McCarthy. It's unfair for McCarthy, but it's not McCarthy's fault. They're gonna blame it. They're gonna blame it on McCarthy, but it ain't his fault. For us,
it's not. It's Jerry Jones with the culture that he allows, right? Yeah. We've been saying it for years. His connection with the players and his connection with the media, it's just different than any other owner that you see in the league. If you can say I ain't gotta listen to the head coach, I'm gonna go listen to what the owner tell me to do, then it's already a problem. And it's been a problem for the last 30 years, right? It's been proven he don't want a head coach to run that organization. He wants to win his way, being buddy with the players. And it just hasn't happened.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I totally agree. I totally believe that. But Nick Sirianni definitely is our reason. Like it's him. It's not the players. We got, like CC just said, we got a all-star of a cast on the Philly team, defensively and offensively. It's not being managed properly. In my opinion, that's just my complete opinion. It's not being managed properly.
So AP says Stefanski in Cincy. Is that his fault? Like it came. I think
Cincy. So Cincy, in my opinion, man, Cincy just right now they just can't get over the hump, man. Cincy been in a lot of these games. They should not be the record they have right now. Should not be the record that they have. Cincy just been coming up. They should have beat Kansas City. They should have beat what was the other game they lost to? Kansas City. They should have beat Kansas City. They should have beat who they lose to last week? Who did Cincy lose to last week? Oh no, they beat the Panthers last week.
Right.
They shouldn't have lost it. Well, the Commanders look good, man. The Commanders, I can't. They lost barely, but they lost to the Commanders by 5.
But Cincinnati's supposed to win that.
They lost to the Patriots, but the Commanders and beat the Panthers.
Right.
I
think for me I agree with that. He should be on the hot seat, but I felt that for a long time because I keep telling you the guy can't coach. The guy can't coach situational football. Like, hey, you got one job. If you're gonna run long routes with receivers, you got to block the quarter. You got to protect the quarterback. They are not protecting Joe Burrow. They're not protecting. Let's face it. No matter what quarterback they put back there, they're not protecting the QBs in Cincinnati, and that's why they're struggling. You got to start letting this man stand up sometimes.
That's facts. That's straight facts. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, he definitely.
and all that. We never hear the GM, like maybe it's the GM's given with the personnel. So as we get closer, just a few minutes before the game kickoff, want to make sure that nothing happens that kind of like curves someone's choice for tonight. Of course, 3 games. We know Cincinnati, Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Atlanta facing off against division rival the Atlanta Falcons. 2-2 Atlanta Falcons. Losses coming to the Steelers and the Chiefs. Wins coming versus the Eagles and the Saints.
Which is crazy.
What'd you say?
Which is crazy because go ahead. On the flip side, go ahead. You about to say it.
Side of that, the Commanders lose to the Buccaneers. Lions lose to the Buccaneers. The Broncos lose to beat the Buccaneers by a score of 27-6, a throttling, and then they get a dub versus the Eagles 33-16. So what's going on? In-state 3-1, 2-2. Baker Mayfield's not looking bad. Oddly enough, we would have thought that Mike Evans would have been their top receivers. That goes to Goddard, but they're still a hell of a tandem in which they play. Gentlemen, I know y'all gonna go on your soliloquy. Who y'all going with tonight? Is it Atlanta? Is it Tampa Bay? Let's go.
Let me go first. I'm gonna go and get it out the way because so you don't want to say I didn't pick because of y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off like this. Boom! Sooner! Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take
I'm assuming that's Baker Mayfield.
Yes, sir. I'm going to go ahead and take
that alone make me want to change my pick.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Baker Mayfield, man. Tampa Bay, you know what I'm saying? That boy out there balling. I don't know what Trey talking about. He was doing all right. No, Baker Mayfield is balling right now. Everybody's saying it. Baker Mayfield is showing why he is that dude. Baker Mayfield is gonna go into Atlanta, go into that dome, and come out with a dub on Atlanta. Kirk Cousins is not. He's not the Kirk. You like that? No, we don't like that, Kirk. We don't like that, Kirk. Because He not hitting on all cylinders. Kirk ain't liking that right now. He not hitting, and he has a plethora of weapons over there. One weapon he hasn't even touched yet. So yeah, until he's able to get that ball to that young man out there over there in Atlanta, I'm taking Tampa Bay and the Bucks. Let's go Bucks.
Okay, TB. CC, are you rocking TB or ATL, shorty?
Man, it's tough. This is a game. Ooh, man. Divisional game.
It's gonna be a good one.
But I'm taking the Falcons at home. I think they're gonna score a couple of more points at home. Now, Atlanta, you got to start scoring in the fourth quarter to close out some of these games. Man, they've had leads in nearly every game they played this year. Up until the late third, going into the fourth quarter, you can't score. You got to score in the fourth quarter, Atlanta. So, and I think tonight you're gonna do it at home.
They got a two-head monster, man, in Algier and Bijan Robinson, man. I ain't gonna lie, them boys, they got all the tools. They just can't seem to match the nuts and bolts.
So what I initially thought at the beginning of the season, before the beginning of the season, I thought Atlanta was putting together a defense. Of course, I thought they had, like you said, a plethora of riches in offensive players, young offensive players at that, with the Bijan Robinson, Algiers, Drake London, Pitts. They, you know what I'm saying, they have a lot, you know what I'm saying. Pitts being I thought Pitts' ability to be a problem as the Vernon Davis-esque player coming off the line, being with receiver-like speed as well as skills, was going to be a lot with having Kirk Cousins. And then Kirk Cousins as well, being that player that we know for whatever reason we need Kirk Cousins agent, because he knows how to get this man paydays, regardless of what he's doing. He knows how to get this man paydays. And then, of course, you have Tampa Bay on the other end, a tandem in Mike Evans and Chris Goddard, Ricard, who showed some moxie towards the end of the season last year, and now White has showed some moxie towards the end of the season. Now he's up Baker Mayfield seems like he's really re-energized. I continue to wonder when is it going to be a crash period to when he goes back to being the Baker Mayfield we have seen of late, or has he finally matured as a player and he's like, you know what, I know how to win. We're gonna keep this thing going. With that being said, as y'all say, it's a hard pick. You got the Falcons at home in the dome. Back, they almost knocked off Kansas City there. Teams at home was hard to beat. However, I'm going to continue to ride with Tampa Bay until they have shown that they don't have what it takes. It's a divisional game with the opportunity for Tampa Bay to take a 2-0 lead in the division and kind of like start to like soften, put some distance between them and the other two teams. Because one thing, I don't think you can keep New Orleans down. I don't think you're going to be able to keep Atlanta down with Kirk Cousins if he gets everything going right. And then we don't know what we're going to see in Carolina, like with what's his name being there, Dalton with Dalton being there. They're 1-1, and I think it was a close game when they lost. So we don't know what Carolina is going to be. Earlier before we got on, CC was talking about how the best team in the league, the best division in the league right now is the AFC West with 3-2-2 teams and one 3-4-0 team. Can we see the same thing potentially happen minus the losing the undefeated team in the NFC North, or is that a possibility? The NFC East, South. Is that a possibility? I don't know, but I'm rocking with Tampa Bay for today. I need them points. That's all I say. I need them points. Shout out to Bishop last week. Whatever, taking 2 L's to some guy I know.
Whatever. The only reason I took L's because all my players, I got more injured players than anybody else in the league on my team. I'm sitting here playing with people who can't stay on the field. So, it is what it is. I can't do nothing about that because of injuries. But it is what it is. I'm still gonna bounce back, baby, because that's what I do. They call me the GOAT, and that's what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's okay, sweetheart. Yes, sir.
Good night, sweetheart.
No, this ain't Greece. This ain't Greece. This ain't
Greece. To go.
Don't do that. This is not Greece. Yeah. So, and what time we doing the show? Everybody, what time we doing the show on Saturday?
Yeah, that's right, because it's an early game.
9:30. It's 9:30 that game. That game is at 9:30.
He said it sounded like that hurt Bishop. It did. You know what? It's different to lose to somebody, but it's different when you lose to somebody and they're gonna talk.
It didn't hurt, Eric. Don't worry. It didn't hurt. Don't worry.
And it was in our fraternity league and our and the first formation league. So
yeah, it was in both. Yeah, don't worry. It didn't hurt.
No, I think it was in the fraternity league and his
No,
league.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah.
We haven't played in the fraternity league yet. So
I won that one. Yeah, I won that one.
So, but in any case, what's going on there, that's it. In any case, brothers, is game getting ready to start. Y'all know where tap in here come Sunday when we do our actual picks, baby. When we sit up and get our actual picks in. Like I said, always continue to know if it's anyone that wants to come on be a guest picker, just hit us up so we know. Man. In the game, we can sit up and chop it up, get your picks in.
How are we doing that game, that Sunday morning game?
So,
if y'all want, we can make that pick now.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with making that pick now.
Yeah, we can make that pick now because we ain't got to.
Minnesota.
Minnesota, and we ain't got to worry about getting up early for that. Yeah, Minnesota.
So right now, Eric, we're gonna go ahead and make that pick, which will be the game. Which probably you want to pick? Eric said Vikings, and then.
Yeah,
we'll do our regular time where we at 11 or 11 be 11 on Sunday. We'll be on our regular time frame, but we're gonna go ahead and get the Vikings versus Jets game out the way. CC, Vikings Jets. Who you got?
Vikings. Not even close. I'm taking the Vikings.
Are you waiting on me? Yeah, is that what you're doing? You waiting on me? Of course, I'm taking Minnesota, man. There's no way. There's no way Aaron is carrying his behind over to London to beat the Vikings in London. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. I'm taking the Vikings. There's no longer a curse. Sam Darnold is going to go out there and do his thing and make it happen with the Vikes.
And they're going to be crazy. Sam Darnold going to show the Jets that this is what happens when you can develop me. This is what happens.
That part. That part, bro. Yep, I'm taking the Vikes.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting, and let's hear your pick. I don't want to hear no talking about level. All right, that's our show. Let's hear your pick, partner.
I'm taking the Jets.
Taking the Jets. Oh, hey, you heard that, Eric? He taking the Jets.
I'm taking the Jets.
All right.
He taking the Jets.
Is there a specific reason why you taking the Jets?
He trying to play catch up. I'm gonna tell you the reason, CC.
Bro, I don't play catch up. No, I'm not worried about this. There's other games in which I could use to play catch up. You know what I'm saying? And just go even with everybody else, whether we win or lose, stay even. But what I think is I honestly and for real feel that there's going to be a wall in which Sam Darnold is going to hit. That's what I just think, man. I think it's going to really be a wall. It was Sam Darnold is going to hit at some point. Like I said, the defense is doing their thing, but and I strongly believe that defense will win ball games. But I'm basing this more on the fact of Sam Darnold. I don't know if he can continue to keep this pace. In which I know they got, and it's a hard one. Like, it was hard for me to even say that because y'all got.
But what makes you think he can? But I hear you saying you don't think he can. What makes you think he can?
So right now,
team who's still trying to figure things out, whose coach is on the hot seat, who lost this week 9-10, like couldn't even score a touchdown. I don't think so. Like what really has you? I mean, I ain't trying to convince you to change.
I mean, no, I'll get it. Like I said, it was hard because Jordan Addison is back as his number 2. You got Justin Jefferson. You got he has Aaron Jones. Like, he got a plethora. He got weapons.
He's got his arsenal.
Like, Hockenson ain't even played yet, huh? Ain't Hockenson on that team?
Hockenson. That's what I'm talking about.
He hasn't came back yet. He hasn't came back yet.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? He does have that, but I just think about it. It could be one of the things where, you know what? Sam Darnold could be doing exactly what we see in Baker Mayfield do in front of our eyes, is be the quarterbacks in which they was drafted to be then, although they're on none of those teams.
But it's 5 or 6 years later, Trey. And that's what I'm saying about, you know, who should be right there on that pace with them, but he's not. That other guy, Trey Lance, should be on that pace with them right now, but he's not. You saw what he did in the preseason. He's clearly not on that level. That's what I'm saying. 5 or 6. These guys are 5 or 6 years in. This is what you was expecting. Like you was expecting this from Baker. Like, perhaps we wanted it prematurely. Same thing with Sam Darnold. Perhaps we wanted it prematurely. But if we're not seeing this by now, then they bust, right?
True. They'd have been backups. They'd have been starters. They done started and back up one another. Like, this is basically where they're at now. Sam Darnold started with the Jets, went to Carolina, went to San Francisco, almost got a ring in San Francisco, and ended up striking when the match was hot when Kirk Cousins ended up leaving to go to Atlanta. And the next best thing that was out there was Sam Darnold coming out of San Francisco, and they didn't re-sign him. If he wasn't resigned, would he still be on the San Francisco roster? Probably. Baker Mayfield went from Cleveland to Carolina. Carolina let him go in favor of Sam Darnold. He goes, in the 24 hours later, he's in Los Angeles starting, and then leaves Los Angeles after that year, and now he's in Tampa Bay, and he has developed to where now he's Tampa Bay's quarterback. Was there on the whim. Now he's a starter on this particular year. So when you look at him, like, the different images, but I just think when you look at it, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to figure it out. He has weapons as well. Their defense might not be as stout as Minnesota's, but Sam versus Aaron.
I don't know, man. As long as Justin Jefferson healthy, it's hard to look. It's hard to look at the other team and say, "Whoa."
You ever heard of Sauce Gardner?
Oh Lord. You can throw whatever sauce you want on this. Justin Jefferson cooking, baby. It don't matter whatever sauce.
Yeah. Sauce ain't got nothing to do with Justin. Justin gonna introduce that dude to a whole new type of sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Hot. Hot sauce. That's what he gonna introduce him to a whole new type of sauce, bro. I'm just telling you. Justin Jefferson is that dude, bro.
I mean, that's Devontae said he was that dude. What, 2 years ago? He said he was coming. So I'm no doubt. I just think it ain't about JJ. I think there's other aspects of it, but we'll see. Okay. In state,
yep.
Y'all took Minnesota, in which initially I came in with the mindset of Minnesota, but I think the Jets get it done.
The picks are in. They're in.
We got it.
That's it. That's what it is, man.
I'm trying to see 2-0 off the rip, though. So I'm trying to see 2-0.
Yeah, you need this is a big one for you tonight. Yeah, this is a big one for you tonight. If you get this one tonight, yeah. I can fool around. You win tonight. Yeah. But I think Baker gonna come on. I think Baker gonna come on through, baby. I think Baker gonna come on through. I need Baker to do it. I need Baker to shake and bake. You know what I'm saying? Shake and bake. Put that stuff in the oven and let it bake. Come out with a perfect cake.
Eric, that's how we get that, bro.
He said, unfriend me, dog. He said, he said he ain't even gonna do it. He said he gonna make you do it.
He's like, go ahead and whoop yourself. go give me the switch. Go give me the switch.
Eric crazy. Eric say unfriend me. He said I'm not even gonna. I can give you the just satisfaction and do it for myself. I'm gonna make you do it. Unfriend me. Ain't no way you believe that.
Let's wait till Sunday.
Hey, that's what he's saying, bro.
You know what? I'm not a Jodeci fan, but wait until Sunday.
We gonna see, man. I
mean, it's calculated. Like I said, it was a hard wood, but sometimes a lot of times
you gotta make some sacrificial picks. And this ain't it. This ain't it, CZ. That one ain't it.
Yeah. That's not the one to see my gumbo.
No, that ain't the secret sauce right there.
I mean, if you'd have said because they both had to fly to London and that's gonna even things out, I feel. But no, if we talk player for player. If the players go decide it, the Vikings it's going to be a crush.
They're playing for players. The only difference is experienced Aaron Rodgers. But I mean, and the equalizer is the difference between their skill players, which it might have the edge. Minnesota has the edge in the sense. So I get that. I don't know. I mean, Aaron Jones. Do you think Aaron Jones is better than Breece Hall?
I think that's going to be a watch, but I think what you're going to have to watch is that Vikings defense putting that pressure on Aaron Rodgers.
That part, yeah.
Immobile Aaron Rodgers, not a moving Aaron Rodgers, where you can see he still don't trust that Achilles. So, yeah, I think that pressure, we know the Jets' offensive line known to fall apart at times. I think that's going to be a big difference in that game.
We're going to see.
We are.
Will I follow my sword or will I hold it victorious?
I mean, we're going to see. I'm looking at 2-0. I'm looking at 2-0 off the rip.
You about to fall on
2-0 off the rip.
I don't know about your 2-0 though there, bro. Speaking prematurely, I don't know about your 2-0 there, bro. But yeah.
I feel you. Hey, that's the goal. We all got that goal, right?
That part. We do. We do. We all got that goal.
Which I always like to set up because the way the scenario set right now is if Tampa wins tonight, that sets the table for 2-0 for me and 2-0 for Bishop, right?
Right.
But then,
if Tampa wins, yeah.
But turn around when it comes Sunday morning, early Sunday morning, and the Vikings are able are falling off. That's what it's look. That's what you want right there. So I'm not going to talk about the 2-0. It's just it'll happen.
Okay,
we'll see. Talk about the 2-0.
It breathes well.
We'll see. Don't Notre Dame.
It breathes well. Yeah, Notre Dame. Yeah.
Don't see. Don't
It breathes
Notre Dame.
well. It breathes well.
We let you know.
Yeah,
we gonna see.
Yeah, let's see how that turn out for you.
Next week, I'm telling you, by next week, he's gonna write "don't" in front of that Tradamus.
That part, bro. That part.
I tell you what. If by the middle of the season I'm not in the league, I will put "don't" on week 9. I'll put
on week
don't.
9. Okay, by week 9, if you're not winning.
So if come 8 after the end of week 8, if I'm not in the league, I will put "don't" in front.
Now y'all heard him, so y'all get ready for this "don't."
Yeah, that part. Yeah, that part.
Y'all sit. I'm currently 2 games behind. Currently 2 days behind. So by week 8, by halfway season. Oh well, correction. Well, no, we'll leave it at 8. By week 8, if I'm not in the league, I come week when we post up a week 9 for the show on week 9, it'll be say "don't." It'll say "don't" in front of that.
I got you.
That part.
Oh, well, I'm gonna have to get off of here, fellas. I gotta go change the tire.
We out of here, y'all. Be sure to check us on Sunday morning, 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. Y'all be easy. Peace.
All right, man. Y'all be easy.